Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Me, Only Run Very Noob, bringing you Guardian gameplay. Today I'm bringing you more Victor gameplay. Very excited about this hero. Really hope it turns out that he is not just playable but fairly good. Um, it is Monday the 15th today, and spoilers have already started rolling in. And we even get his shield later today in a couple hours. So that's going to be very exciting. But this video was not recorded with any of those cards. Um, so I wanted to bring it to you maybe before that shield drops. I don't know how long it'll take to upload this video or whatever, but hopefully before, and then hopefully the shield's good enough that once it comes out, most of this is invalidated. But it should be still fun to watch, huh? Today we're playing against Prism. My idea against Prism is to just take it slow and try to kill their auras and kind of control their board. I don't really know how a slow Guardian is supposed to beat auras, but my deck's certainly not aggressive enough to just go in. There is some differences in this list from the one that I posted a few days ago. I have cut wage gold, and maybe that's it. So I put in pummels, mainly because I'm on tunic now instead of tech plating. So that allows us to pummel the command and conquer. So you see at first here, I cut these defense reactions, and I'm thinking about cutting test to strength. But then I go back on that. I'm like, let's just run the whole pile. Let's use our defense reactions to prevent damage when they're going 4-go again with Iris. And even if they are trying to be on a Herald plan, the defense reactions might not be too bad. We could fully block them out with a non-popper 3-block and a defense reaction. And then it also prevents them from getting go again or replenishing their action point with their shoes, Phantasmal Footsteps. So we're just going to give that a try. And I am going to go Norrune Boots because if I'm going slower, I don't want to just die to Merciful Retribution. With this hand, I'm looking to Arsenal Command and Conquer, but I think I do want to attack them. So I'm probably just going to throw Debilitate. You could just pass the turn. Maybe just passing the turn to not let them set up a Genesis here or even set up any aura is better. But I do decide to attack them. I think attacking them might be the more risky play, because if we're trying to fatigue, attacking has merits. But if they have an aura to play here, it sort of sucks for us. They do happen to have an aura. It's just a Parable of Humility, not a Genesis, so we don't get super punished, but it's still a little bit of a punish, and we only get 1 damage through because their aura lowers our attack from 6 to 5, and we get their Wave of Reality. One of my thought processes going into the new Prism is that they're going to be a lot yellow. They're going to be a lot more heavy on the yellows because of the new weapon that they're going to want to play into their aggressive matchups that requires a yellow be in their pitch zone, I believe, to give their Heralds go again. So even when they're on the Iris Swish plan, maybe they just won't have enough blues to really pressure us a bunch, and we'll have the time we need to be defensive and do all that. Our hand can't pop this, so we're just going to use Test of Strength and probably Sync Blow as well. Looking to just command and conquer them on our turn and then Arsenal Rouse. We don't win the clash. We both reveal defense reactions. It's going to happen. I don't really feel like pitch stacking my Test of Strengths till second cycle when it might hit a little more often. Especially since we probably can't just pitch stack all of our poppers as we're going to need to use them. Not 100% sure why I sunk the Rouse to draw the Fate. I'll be able to CNC an Arsenal Fate, but I think having the Rouse and Arsenal would have been better here. So I feel like that's a mistake. Oh, maybe I'm just, yeah, I guess I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not going to CNC them. I have to just start clearing their auras. Just completely blanked there on my commentary. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Since we're not going to be able to clear our arsenal of CNC for Rouse, just pitching this stuff to clear their auras. And again here, I think we just clear Merciful Retribution. Overpitching Golden Sun and then the non-popper. Although I guess I probably should have pitched a popper, huh? Because it's down there next to Rouse the Ancients. So that's another mistake. Should have pitched Cranial Crush. Well, Cranial Crush and Debilitate. Either one would combo with Golden Sun to turn on Rouse. But we're just going to try to clear auras and keep our life total high by blocking a bunch and seeing if we can get there. They don't have like Mage Master boots, so they're not going to be able to like double blue aura us. But as we mentioned earlier, they have more yellows, so to attack for 4 here, it actually costs them 2 cards, which is fairly inefficient. Although 3 yellows, it's not 2 per attack, so I guess it's like 1.5 cards to attack us for 4 here, and they got to do that twice. And we're just going to keep blocking and killing their auras. Thankful that there hasn't been like a haze bending, because that's the one that can get really out of hand. Because if every time you're killing an aura, they're making a spectral shield, they can still like attack you for a bunch with Iris, and you're really sort of stuck in an uphill fight that way until you draw like go again attacks, which we've already pitched 2 of our Rouses, so we have a lot less in our deck. Only Rouse and Zealous Belting are our go again attacks. We don't play like Enlightened Strike. Although the next iteration of the build I want to try is going to play Money Where Your Mouth Is to make gold and like E-Strike. This hand's definitely ugly. We're just going to pop this. And prevent. And then on my turn, I'm going to use Command and Conquer to attack Merciful Retribution, pitching Choke Slam and using the Tunic counter. And then arsenaling the Zealous Belting. So far, so good when it comes to controlling these auras. It hasn't really gotten super out of hand yet with them playing like a 2 aura turn. So I think maybe we got a little fortunate. If they play like a 2 aura turn, I think this gets like, we start getting really behind. Block with Test of Strength, of course. We gave them a gold, which is going to happen. They have pretty high power attacks, and we revealed a 0. So not sure how good the gold is in Prism. They're sort of resource constrained with the Iris plan, so we'll see if it ends up mattering at all. I mean, it is free gold for them, so I'm sure they can find a way to use it. But I don't think it's going to be like especially bad for us. Looks like they're flipping their Angel. So here I think I want to kill the Angel, because that's the one that makes Spectral Shields. So just kill the Angel. Unfortunately, we don't have an attack that can turn on Zealous Belting, so we can't kill the Angel and get rid of the aura. And again, we draw a hand that can't turn on Zealous Belting, which is quite annoying. Hopefully we can sink below one of these pummels away into something that can turn on Zealous Belting. because we would like to be able to threaten those spectral shields and then still kill an aura. Yeah, we didn't draw something that could turn on Zealous Belting, but we did draw another Sink Below, so we have another shot. And let's see if we can get there. The answer is no. Kind of unfortunate. I think we have like a bunch of cards that could turn on Zealous Belting. We at least have 21 blues, although we are running the full 69 cards, which certainly impacts our ratios. But we do have enough life to play around with. They're not playing a ton of auras, so we're not like falling super far behind here. We're just blocking where we can and clearing an aura on our turn. And hopefully, eventually, maybe they will have a turn where they can't really produce an aura. And we get to like attack them and threaten their spectral shields. They're popping their gold here. So we allowed them to cycle their soul shield. Maybe they have a bunch of defense reactions that they're just not really getting a lot of value out of because we're not attacking them. We're just attacking auras. And it looks like this might be the turn where they don't drop an aura. And it's kind of nice because we're going to have our Tunic up and we can just like throw Debilitate off of our 1 blue. If they have a Herald in Arsenal and throw it at us, though, we'll just block with our Debilitate. Oh, they do have the aura. That's fine. We can just attack that. Oh, we can actually threaten these spectral shields because Tunic's up as well. Because we can just play our Zealous Belting over pitching here and then use Tunic to swing a Nothos at the Pierce Reality. They play a Soul Shield from Arsenal. Not the greatest for us. Maybe it would have been better to just throw the Debilitate at them, but this way we get to clear an aura for sure. And yeah, I think clearing the aura is better. If anything, maybe we just don't use our Zealous Belting here, but I think it's fine to try to threaten the Spectral Shields and lower their hand count. We draw another Zealous Belting hand, pretty nice here. And they just throw a Herald, and I'm going to immediately snap this up, throw Spinal Crush in front. We've seen them play some of those reactions that like give our blocking card less power, but even if they had the red one, Spinal Crush would still be a popper, so maybe that's what they were looking to do that turn, to get a Figment into play, but we had the really, really big attack to prevent them from doing so. So just keep that in mind. Maybe their Arsenal card is one of those reactions that can turn off one of our poppers. And here we're really threatening a lot. If they want to protect their Spectral Shields, they got to give us their whole hand, basically. So it looks like they're opting to not protect them. And we finally have a turn where we can threaten their life total, which is quite nice. We're still at a comfortable life. The biggest problem with Prism is if it gets out of hand, it just gets like really out of hand. And if they play a ton of blues, they can just attack you for like 16 with 4 cards in hand and 4 like auras in play. Because if you're spending your turn attacking an aura, they don't really have to use any of their cards in hand to defend. But if their builds can't afford to play that many blues because they need all the yellows for like their other matchups, I do believe it should get a lot better for Guardians and for also like this style of play where you attack their auras. Maybe just going face would be better for a Guardian like Bravo, because he just has a lot more aggressive tools to go face. He can like dominate stuff and really threaten the life total, but Victor can't really do that. So I just wanted to try this. And as it turns out, his arsenal was one of the attack reactions that lowers the power. And we get to use our Fate Foreseen really well here. We get to stop them from tutoring a Figment and putting the card in Soul. And we're definitely just getting that Genesis out of here. Even if you're on the Go Face plan, Genesis is like one of the auras that I don't think you can let live, because it will just generate so much value. They attack us for 4, we block with our 4 block. Ooh, and we win a clash. We get to draw a red Thunderquake, which is quite nice here. If they don't have another aura, if they're just like throwing a Herald at us here, we get to block it with Spinal Crush and then swing back for 10, which is a big, big number. One that will almost assuredly clear their Spectral Shield off the field. And that's what ends up happening. So definitely like this turn cycle. I definitely love how this game is going. They haven't had any like aura hands that have just, any aura draws that have just gotten really like out of hand. I mean, hopefully we get to clear their Spectral Shield here. Maybe even sneak in some damage if they want to play like an aura. They've already used one Soul Shield. We've seen them pitch one. They could have like another Soul Shield and like a Sink Below or something to cover this up, but we're really hoping they don't. They end up just blocking 3, preventing 1 and taking 6. So we're getting to the point where if they take another like 6 to 7 damage, we can start pressuring them and ignoring their auras. Oh, they just throw a Herald at us. We really wanted them to just play an aura this turn and attack us for 4, because I want to rouse the Ancients them. But I don't think I want this to hit and for them to tutor a Figment. So I think I just need to pop this, and then we can't even hammer for 6 because we don't have tech plating. We don't have any way to like filter a blue. I guess we could filter it with the gold, but that seems like a waste when I should be saving it for the Golden Sun. We've already used all 3 tests of strengths. We only won 1 clash, so we only have 1 powered up Golden Sun. But I would like to just pop this, hammer for 6, and Arsenal Rouse, but I don't think we have an easy way to do that. So we might just pop this and then just like throw 8. It's possible just hammering for 4 is better than throwing 8, so we can have Rouse and Arsenal. Oh, they play an aura. So we actually get to just blow up the aura and Arsenal our Rouse, which is kind of nice. He gave us a more efficient way to use our cards here. But had they not played an aura, I think I might have just thrown 8 with them being at 16. Yep, they get a Genesis. We can't just like pass the turn and play around Genesis and like save our action point. So their 3 Genesises are going to get value and at least make a Spectral Shield. We're definitely not going to let Genesis live though. So it won't get too much more value than the 1 beginning a turn trigger that they get for playing it at the end of our turn. Here we get to threaten Spectral Shields and then hammer away Genesis. I don't imagine, even though it looks kind of tempting to just use Tunic and throw Debilitate at face, I don't think that's the play. I think you just get Debilitate out of there Maybe sending it to face isn't bad. If they just like take this 7, maybe debilitate face is fine. Because they go down to 11. No, I think you just still get Genesis out of there. If they were a little bit lower, we could think about just going face, because they'd have to block with their cards and they wouldn't get to even have a card in hand for Genesis. Here's an interesting thing. They pitch Light of Soul to attack with Passing Mirage. They're going to have to pitch another card, but Light of Soul says when they pitch it, they can reveal the top card of their library. If it is yellow, they can put it in their soul. And it's kind of nice because if it's a Herald, they get to tutor the Figment with Prism. And I'll talk about our hand a little bit here. What do I have? Red Debilitate in Arsenal. But this is kind of a cool hand because I can play Golden Sun, give it Overpower with gold, and then like pummel it. So that feels like it could be pretty good. And I definitely have the life total to just be taking this 4. One thing about Bravo is if you play a 4-drop like Debilitate or Chokeslam and you want to pummel it, you don't get to pay 2 to dominate it, so it's kind of face up. But the Golden Sun, you don't have to pay to give it Overpower, you just get to sack the gold. So that's an interesting thing. You get to pummel a evasive Golden Sun in Victor, and there's not really a way for you to do something similar in Bravo off a 4-card hand. You would have to have Pummel or Chokeslam in Arsenal, and then like the extra card to pay into Bravo's hero ability. So that's pretty cool. That might be some extra points for Pummel. I didn't have it in the deck originally without Tunic. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Yeah, you pay the gold here, 100%. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking about there. It's very interesting. But yeah, definitely pay the gold here because we get to pummel it. But yeah, that's an interesting thing about pummel is I really only included it because I was like, well, if you're running Tunic, CNC Tunic pummel is just like classic. And you should probably, if you're already running Tunic and CNC in your deck, in your Guardian deck, you probably should be including pummel. But maybe even with tech plating, just being able to pummel a Golden Sun that's powered up seems pretty nice. I mean, 14 Overpower, they discard. Pretty good. That's almost like Command and Conquer value, not Command and Conquer, Crippling Crush value, right? Because Crippling Crush is 11 damage and 2 discards. And if you're valuing a card at 3, 11 plus 3 is 14, so 14 Overpower and 1 discard is almost similar. Now I know random discard is a lot better than non-random discard. When your opponent gets to choose the card they discard, they can still kind of have a turn. But there's a lot of situations where just extra damage is better, is like better than them discarding, notably when your opponent's going to die. So that's kind of a cool interaction that I didn't really consider just by reading the cards, something I had to discover right here by playing the game. And it looks like they got to jump through quite a few hoops here just to not die. They're going to like block with a card, they're going to activate one of their Figments into an Angel with Ward, and they still end up taking 7 and discarding a card, but at least they don't die. And they won't be able to attack us at all. And at this point, we can just attack them. We don't have to worry about their auras. So we're just going to throw our biggest attack at them every turn and hope it's good enough. We have a red card in Arsenal and the red Debilitate. So even if we don't draw a good red attack in our hand, we'll be able to throw in from Arsenal. But we draw a Spinal Crush here, so we're just going to Spinal Crush them. Keeping the attack in our hand that has the highest power, just in case we draw like a Rouse the Ancients. And they're going to be on full block mode here. We're probably going to end up just being able to fatigue them with damage. They drew their Light of Soul again very, very quickly because they shuffled from tutoring for a Figment. So that's kind of cool, free value for them. I'm trying to decide here if I should be attacking their face or attacking their angel. And it looks like I'm just going to attack their face here with the disable. Why did I disable them instead of throwing debilitate? It's a little easier to block if they play stuff like Sink Below. So if they have like Sink Below and a 3-block, it even protects their angel, where those two cards would not protect versus the debilitate. We had a red attack in hand that we could have put in Arsenal. Kind of an interesting decision by me. Not 100% sure what I'm thinking. Disable might, like, kind of has a relevant crush effect, but it's just never going to crush them because they have the even if they don't block it at all, they're only going to take 3 because the angel has a ward 4. Maybe I figured it would just be the same thing. They would block with 3 cards to protect their angel, and so I'll throw the worst of the two and save the better threat if they're both just going to get like a 3-card block. And here we kind of have a turn. Oh, they attack us with War Tune Herald though, a little annoying. I don't think I want them to tutor a Figment. So I think I probably block with Command and Conquer, Fate Foreseen, throw Debilitate off of the Tunic and the Unmovable, and then Arsenal Zealous Belting. I would have liked for them to just like attack me for 4, and then I could take 4. Oh, it looks like I really want to Zealous Belting them here. Because if I block with Crown of Providence, getting rid of this Arsenal card, and then Fate Foreseen, it fully blocks it up so they don't get the tutor of Figment. And even if I draw a red, I'll still get to Zealous Belting them and hammer. Ooh, now I can even Zealous Belting into Command and Conquer. Oh, I guess I would have always been able to Zealous Belting into Command and Conquer unless I drew a red that didn't have 6 power or more, because I'd have to pitch the Command and Conquer to give Zealous Belting go again. But now I can just go 5 go again into Command and Conquer and hope that that's good enough. Maybe they have like some defense reactions in hand or something. I guess it wouldn't kill them because they still have Ward 4 from the Angel. But I feel like they're trying to protect their Angel, so they might give me 2 cards here. If they don't give me 2 cards here, it could be pretty bad for them, especially if their hand can't block Command and Conquer well, like if they have Figments or defense reactions or auras, like 2-block auras or anything. So yeah, they just don't block Zealous Belting, and we'll see if this Command and Conquer is good. They can end up blocking it, but it's fine. I think we're in a commanding position no matter how this game rolls out. They only have 17 cards left in their deck, and eventually they're going to draw some that can't block. And we have so much life that if they're attacking with auras like this, and even with 2 yellows, yeah, they're attacking with auras, we can just take 4, and then I can Rouse the Ancients them this turn. And I think that should be enough for a game, unless their hand is just full of blocking cards, but I'm sure they have Figments and auras. Auras block 0 or 2, Figments block 0. And eventually something's got to give. And we just have so much life that even if they're never going to be able to force us to block if we don't want to. We're just going to either fatigue them, kill them. Either way, it's fine with me. Win the game. Yeah, looks like they can't block it. Maybe they have like a soul shield though. Yep, they're hanging on. But we get to arsenal this Macho Grande as well with a tunic counter up. So we'll see if we can kill them with this Macho Grande. Don't even think I need to use tunic counter here. Oh yeah, I'll use tunic counter so I can arsenal the Rouse. Golden Sun plus unmovable plus Fate Foreseen is only 6, plus 7th off the tunic. And Rouse the Ancients and Arsenal is just going to be the better threat. We don't have any gold for Golden Sun, so... And this just wins like a high percentage of the time anyway. Yeah, he gives us the good game, and we get there. This is kind of an interesting game because I think the Prism didn't draw that well. Like, I don't think just attacking auras should be such a like sort of dominant plan. In this game, it seemed what we were doing was just very good, and like at the end of the game, it seemed like they had no chance. We just had so much life. But I think normally Prism is probably going to like overload the board with stuff. They drew their Haze Bendings kind of late, and that's a really key card for them. But if they're on the Iris Aura plan, I'm not too sure we can just like ignore their board and send face with Victor, because I don't think we have like the right aggression to do that. But maybe we do. Maybe like they're just gonna leak damage from stuff like Red Thunderquake and Rouse the Ancients and Zealous Belting and Golden Sun. So maybe the right thing to do is to try that. I haven't tried it with Victor yet. That's definitely my strategy with Bravo. But definitely wanted to bring you guys the new hero. I'm very excited for Victor. Probably going to be seeing a lot of Victor on this channel in the upcoming weeks and perhaps even months. Not sure how long it would take for me to decide Victor is not it and to go back to Bravo, or even like give Betsy a spin. So hopefully you guys are look forward to that Victor gameplay. And I definitely love Bravo. You can tell I got my boy Bravo on my wall right here. I mean, this thing is life size. So I definitely want to try some Bravo with Test of Strength and perhaps some other Guardian tools that we might get. But for now, it's going to be Victor. I definitely want to try Victor, try to make him work, and see if it is a reasonable choice for Pro Tour LA. Speaking of Pro Tour LA, any of you guys watching, I will be there. Would love to meet up with you guys and talk about Guardian, talk about Bravo. You know, if you see me out in a crowd, please come say hi. It's a lot of fun. Last event I played, it happened kind of a couple times, and it was just like a lot of fun keeping up with all of you guys during the weekend, seeing how you guys were doing in the various tournaments, and talking about Bravo and our matchups. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. You can always contact me on Discord. I'm Only Run Very Noob on Discord, same name as my YouTube channel. If you just go to like the purple Discord, I frequent the Bravo and Victor channels, and you might even see me peek into the Betsy channel. Keeping an eye on all the Guardian stuff. All right, well, that's my bird clock, and that's my cue to say, have a good one. I'll see you next time.